So today's lectures are going to be about other kinds of annotation besides annotating target verbs, as well as tying up loose ends from questions and topics that came up in conversation with some of you individually. And as Tiago said, we're going to condense the lectures on frame definition and frame membership with verbs of hitting and breaking as a point of departure for Monday. And the assignment that I will give you at the end of today's lecture will help you focus on verbs of hitting and breaking, as well as the topics of frame definition and frame membership, which I'm sure you all understand those two topics are intimately connected. So let's begin with a brief overview of the topics for today. You heard the announcements. I'm reminding you that you should be finishing the article on hitting and breaking, Fillmore 1970, for Monday's class. And I have office hours again on Tuesday next week. We're going to review the assignment, the annotation assignment that you had for yesterday. We're going to look again at the kinds of lexicographic annotation that we've already discussed, and then I'm going to introduce other kinds of annotation that I've hinted at or given you examples of, but just superficially. And I'm going to talk about two other topics, denotation and incorporation, which are labels that FrameNet applies to lexical units. And then I'm going to introduce GovX annotation and give you a little bit of historical background about how GovX annotation came to be part of FrameNet's annotation work. So we're going to begin with a discussion of yesterday's assignment. And I hope everybody has their printed page with them, and we can talk about the examples. So, can I ask you to tell us about the first sentence?
I had a problem because when I opened the Moodle, the text wasn't there. My subject isn't there, so I couldn't get the text.
Oh, did everybody have that problem? Anybody else have that problem? Okay, well, maybe you can ask one of the technical people to help you resolve that problem.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, I am going to ask someone to volunteer. Great. The first sentence, how would you annotate, Roberto took revenge on the bullies by not helping them with their work, given the target noun, revenge?
I'm going to try to speak in English.
Excellent.
Yes. First sentence. Letter A. Roberto took revenge on the bullies, but not helping them with their homework. The frame revenge has like core elements, the Avenger, offender, injury, injured party, and punishment. In this case, Roberto is Avenger, external and NP, took revenge is revenge LU, and took is support verb, because verbs like say, give, and make support verb. On the bullies, offender, this object and preposition phrase on, PP on.
And the frame element is?
Is offender.
Oh, yes.
Offender.
Okay, good.
And by not helping them with their homework is punishment.
Very good.
And that the dependent and PP by. Like instantiation, null, indefinite null instantiation, injury, and injured party in this sentence.
Are you assuming that Roberto is not the injured party?
No. Yes, but it's not definite here, defined here, my opinion.
Do we have any other opinions? Bruno, what do you think?
Roberto is the Avenger, but he is also the injured party.
I think so. So you could annotate injured party on the second layer, right?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I think the only interpretation we can give to the sentence, if it doesn't have other information that tells us that there's a different person who's the injured party from the Avenger, it has to be the Avenger. I think that's the reasonable interpretation. Okay. And we assume that, what did you say about injury?
Injury is INI.
Excellent, very good. Okay, second sentence. I need another volunteer. Yes.
We have Maria looked really bad from her attempt to retaliate her being cut out of the project.
Yes.
We have the frame revenge, and the LU is retaliate. And we have attempt as a control noun to retaliate. I'm not sure about this. That attempt is a control noun. And the Avenger is Maria, external and noun phrase. Injury, being cut out of the project, dependent, and I don't know the phrase type here. But
For which constituent?
For injury, being cut out of the project. Injury.
Well, what's the head of the constituent? What's the
ing verb?
Correct.
But could we say that it's a verbal phrase ing?
Yes.
Okay. And
we didn't talk about, I think I mentioned that, though we didn't talk extensively about the different types of verb phrase parts of phrase types.
Okay. And we have the offender ini here. The punishment I put here ini too. And injured party, her, object, noun phrase.
Okay.
Only this.
Is everybody in agreement there? Does anybody have a different Annotation? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Can I remind people who are using the headsets to turn down the volume if they're not on their ears? Because right now I'm hearing the translator, and it's better if I don't hear her. Okay, thank you. Yes, Eli.
I put offender as DNI, not INI.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to explain why?
Because at the frame description, offender is always,
right. We
almost always
exactly.
defined.
It's understood.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
An offender to the revenge.
Right. So we might not. There's no way of understanding a revenge event without having
An offender.
An offender. Right. Okay. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay. Great. So, oh, I didn't bring my list of names. How about you? Yes.
The frame attaching, isn't it? Miriam wanted Thiago to affix a copy of the course schedule on the auditorium door. So, Thiago is an agent. A copy of the course schedule is an item. On the auditorium door is the goal. As an INI is the connector.
Correct.
And Thiago is external. A noun phrase. A copy of the course of scheduled item is the object is a noun phrase too.
Yes, and what allows us to, or what principle of frame semantic annotation are we using when we annotate Thiago as the subject, as the
agent?
Right, no, that as the agent of the verb affix.
Because there's control.
Yeah, and what is the control verb?
Wanted.
Excellent. Okay, that's what I wanted to bring out, that the control verb wanted requires that its object be identified as the external of the LU affix. Yeah, great, thanks. Let's see, how about...
Eu marquei o this song como estímulos. Não? Então, this song is estímulos. Experience. Não. Nome. Isso? Ah, tá.
Do you want to say first remind me what your name is?
Adriele. Adriele.
Oh, Adria. And tell us the frame.
Experience, object.
Experience or object?
De objeto.
Eu marquei this song como estímulos.
Esta música como estímulo. E
me como experience.
E eu como a experiência.
E eu marquei, como tópico. Eu tinha marcado tópico como DNI.
DNI.
Quando eu analisei o frame.
When I analyzed the frame.
My question here
a minha
is,
pergunta aqui é a seguinte:
did you analyze
analisou
each of the conjuncts separately or together?
Como assim?
Do you want me to explain to her?
Yeah. Thank you. Bon. Okay, great. Okay. Right, so the idea, of course, was to notice that although they're individual LUs, right? You annotate for one, and then you annotate for the other. Right. Do you have a question?
But both of them are in the same frame, no?
They are both in the same frame. And they, yeah.
And
under ideal
the
circumstances.
frame elements is the same.
Correct. Correct.
And song.
Correct. But remember that when we do lexicographic annotation, we have one target at a time. In terms of the assignment, I probably should have only highlighted one of them. Right. But nevertheless, the same principles apply. One target per sentence for lexicographic annotation.
Okay.
Okay, and last but not least, how about you, Juliana? Thank you.
Thinking about final exams, students worry a lot. I think the target is thinking, the frame is cogitation. I didn't recognize, so I searched on FrameNet. And the core frame elements are cognizer and topic. So the cognizer is a constructionally null instantiation, I thought. And about final exams is the topic. And the grammatical function of this phrase is dependent. And the phrase type is prepositional phrase with about.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. FrameNet actually has a frame called cognition.
Yes.
Yeah, did you find that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I wasn't sure if that was the frame you mentioned. Does anybody have a different analysis of this sentence?
Eu coloquei aqui student, é o cognizer, que ele está fora da projeção.
Correct. So the principle that we talked about, one of the cases that we talked about yesterday for the principle of annotating beyond the maximal projection of the target lexical unit is that if you have a target that's a sentence modifier, then we look outside the maximal projection of the target. Juliana, do you understand that principle? Yeah, okay, good. So now remind me again, thank you. Now remind me again, Juliana, what the other frame elements, target? No, I'm sorry, topic, right?
Yes.
So tell me one more time what the topic was?
About final exams.
Okay, great, wonderful. And is there any null instantiation?
I didn't mark.
Correct. Okay, great, thank you, very good. Does anybody have any questions about those annotations that I asked you to do?